year 2025 is your wake-up call, a moment to stop and think about your life. It's a chance to step back from the noise, distractions, and constant demands of society. Think about this. How often do you feel like you're rushing through life, trying so hard, but not really getting anywhere? That's because modern life is filled with chaos. It pushes us in every direction, keeping us away from the things that truly matter. But here's the good news. 2025 doesn't have to be like that. This year can be different. It's not just another calendar change. It's your opportunity to take control and refocus on what's really important. This is your time to rediscover your purpose, figure out what truly drives you, and free yourself from the pressures of meeting everyone else's expectations. Why does this matter so much now? Because the world is moving faster than ever, and success no longer comes from just doing more. Real success comes when you know why you're doing what you do. There's a wise saying by a Buddhist monk: working hard for something we don't care about is stress. Working hard for something we love is passion. Think about how your life could change if everything you worked on aligned with your goals and values. How much more meaningful and fulfilling would it feel? The truth is, many people spend their lives living for others. They chase other people's dreams, meet others' expectations, and forget about their own happiness. This leads to stress, frustration, and an empty feeling deep inside. But here's the amazing part. With the right mindset and some timeless Buddhist wisdom, you can break out of this cycle. You can create a life that feels peaceful and purposeful. So remember this: focusing on yourself isn't selfish. It's necessary. Let's start 2025 with a fresh mindset and work together to make this your best year yet. Lesson 1. The foundation of all growth. Life often feels like a never-ending race, where the world around us sets the pace and we struggle to keep up. But imagine if 2025 could be the year you step off the track, take a deep breath, and focus inward. What if, instead of running, you began walking steadily towards self-discovery and peace? Let's explore an important truth. Change begins with self-awareness. Self-awareness is like the solid ground on which we build our lives. It's the starting point for all growth and transformation. In Buddhist philosophy, mindfulness, the practice of being fully present in each moment, is seen as a way to uncover the essence of who we truly are. Without this clarity, life can feel like a blur. We respond to the demands of others, losing sight of what truly matters to us. Buddha once said, "What we think, we become." This powerful idea reminds us that our thoughts shape our reality. Take a moment to reflect. Do you really know yourself? What emotions influence the choices you make every day? Are there patterns in your behavior that hold you back? These questions can feel overwhelming, but they're the first step toward understanding yourself. In today's world, distractions are everywhere. We spend hours scrolling through social media, comparing our lives to others, and making impulsive decisions. These habits can trap us in cycles of dissatisfaction, but self-awareness is like a key that unlocks the door to freedom. When you observe your thoughts and feelings without judgment, you begin to understand the root causes of your struggles. This understanding allows you to plant seeds for growth and change. As 2025 begins, consider making self-reflection a daily habit. Start with just a few minutes each day. Find a quiet space and write in a journal. Record your fears, your dreams, and the habits you notice in yourself. Pay attention to what triggers emotions like anger or doubt. Self-awareness isn't about fixing everything overnight. Instead, it's about noticing, and in that act of noticing, change naturally begins. Here's a simple practice to help you get started. Sit comfortably in a quiet place, close your eyes, and take deep breaths. With every breath, ask yourself, What do I feel right now? Let the answers come to you without forcing them. This exercise helps you reconnect with your inner truth. Buddhist teachings emphasize that truly knowing yourself is the first step to mastering life. Think of self-awareness as a lamp in a dark room. When the lamp is off, the room feels confusing and uncertain. But when you turn it on, everything becomes clear. You see the path ahead and the obstacles in your way. The more you practice self-awareness, the less the chaos of the outside world will influence your decisions. Instead, your choices will come from a place of clarity and strength. In our fast-paced society, it's easy to lose yourself while chasing success, approval, or recognition. We often prioritize the opinions of others over our own well-being. But here's the truth. The most important journey isn't outward, it's inward. By taking small steps toward understanding yourself, you'll find clarity to guide your decisions and peace to calm your mind. For 2025, let this idea guide you. I am my priority. This doesn't mean being selfish. It means valuing yourself enough to invest in your growth, your peace, and your journey. When you truly know yourself, you can face life's challenges with wisdom and confidence. Self-awareness allows you to navigate difficult situations and find joy in small, meaningful moments. Imagine a version of yourself that feels calm, centered, and in control. That version of you begins with small changes. Start by noticing the patterns in your life. Do certain situations always leave you feeling drained or upset? What brings you joy and energy? Awareness of these patterns is like a map that shows you where to focus your efforts. As the year unfolds, let mindfulness be your companion. When you feel overwhelmed, take a step back, pause, and ask yourself what you need in that moment. Maybe it's a deep breath, a kind word to yourself, or a short walk outside. These small acts of self-awareness create a ripple effect, transforming not just your inner world, but also the way you interact with others. Think of self-awareness as the foundation for everything you want to achieve. Whether your goal is to build stronger relationships, improve your health, or find greater happiness, it all begins with understanding yourself. The more you tune into your thoughts and feelings, the more empowered you'll feel to make choices that align with your true self. As you step into 2025, let self-awareness be your guiding light. Take time to reflect, to breathe, and to notice the world within you. By doing so, you'll discover a sense of purpose and peace that no external achievement can provide. Remember, the greatest gift you can give yourself is the time and space to grow. This year, embrace the mantra, I am my priority. Focus on your journey, not out of selfishness, but out of self-love. When you truly understand and care for yourself, you'll find the strength to navigate life with clarity, wisdom, and serenity. Let 2025 be the year you step off the racetrack, shine the light of self-awareness, and transform your life one mindful moment at a time. Lesson 2. Define your why. Purpose is like an invisible thread that quietly pulls us forward. It acts as the compass that points us toward a life filled with meaning. Yet, in the hustle and bustle of daily life, it's easy to lose sight of this guiding force. Buddhist teachings remind us that purpose isn't found outside of ourselves, but within. It's an inner compass that quietly steers us through the noise, distractions, and uncertainties of the world. As we step into 2025, your challenge is to uncover and define your why. Imagine you're standing in the middle of a dense forest, surrounded by countless winding paths, without a map. Every path looks equally tempting, yet overwhelming. This is what life feels like without purpose. In such moments, we often end up chasing what others value, like success, status, or possessions. But as Buddhist philosophy teaches us, clarity doesn't come from chasing the what. It comes from deeply understanding the why. Take a moment to reflect. Why do you wake up every day? Why do you put effort into your work, relationships, and dreams? These questions might seem simple, but they hold the key to a life filled with meaning. Without a clear purpose, our goals can feel shallow, and even our greatest achievements might leave us feeling unfulfilled. Your why acts as a strong anchor, keeping you steady in a sea of distractions. It helps you make better decisions and gives depth to your life. Think about the concept of Dharma in Buddhist teachings. Dharma represents the truth and path that guides one towards spiritual enlightenment. Similarly, your why can lead you to your most authentic self. It's not about doing what society expects or following someone else's dream. Instead, it's about aligning your actions with your deepest values. This alignment brings focus, resilience, and a sense of fulfillment. If you're unsure where to begin, here's a simple practice to help uncover your purpose. Find a quiet place where you can sit without distractions. Close your eyes and ask yourself, what truly matters to me? Don't rush. Let the answer come to you naturally, like a flower slowly blooming. Write down the first 3 things that come to mind. These answers are the seeds of your purpose. As you nurture them, they will grow into a clear understanding of your why. To illustrate this, let me share a story. A young man once approached a wise Buddhist monk, seeking advice on finding meaning in his life. The monk gave him a simple yet profound answer. Pour yourself into what makes your heart sing, not what fills your pockets. The man realized he had spent years chasing wealth and status, but had ignored his true passions. Inspired by the monk's words, he left his high-paying job and began teaching children, a calling that filled his heart with joy and peace. By rediscovering his why, he transformed his life and found the fulfillment he had been searching for. As you navigate 2025, you'll undoubtedly face distractions. Social media, endless notifications, and societal pressures will constantly demand your attention. Trends may come and go, and fleeting desires may tempt you to stray from your path. But when you know your purpose, you cannot be easily swayed. Purpose brings clarity to moments of chaos. It transforms hard work into passion, struggles into valuable lessons, and achievements into deeply satisfying milestones. Your purpose is your power. It's the light that illuminates your way when the path ahead seems dark and uncertain. Let it guide every decision you make this year. Whenever you feel lost or overwhelmed, pause and return to your why. Hold it close like a torch lighting up the night, and watch how it leads you to a life of meaning, peace, and joy. This year, let your mantra be, I choose purpose over distraction, clarity over chaos, and my truth above all else. Make 2025 the year you define your why. Embrace it fully and walk boldly along the path meant just for you. With purpose as your guide, you will discover that every step you take brings you closer to a life of true fulfillment and happiness. By rooting your actions in your purpose, you'll find that even the smallest tasks take on greater significance. You will build a life not just of success, but of deep satisfaction, a life where every moment feels connected to something larger than yourself. So, take the first step today. Define your why, nurture it, and let it guide you into a year of meaning and transformation. Lesson 3. Practice detachment from external validation. In today's world, where likes, comments, and applause dominate, many of us fall into the trap of seeking approval from others. It's easy to measure our worth by how others perceive us. However, Buddhist philosophy offers a different path, a path that leads to true freedom. This path begins with letting go of the need for external validation. The Buddha taught a profound truth. Craving leads to suffering. Whether we crave material possessions, praise, or social status, The endless pursuit of these things often leaves us feeling empty and unfulfilled. If your goal for 2025 is to focus on yourself and find inner peace, you must embrace the art of detachment. Imagine a man carrying a jar of water through a busy market. The jar is cracked and water leaks with every step. He frantically tries to patch the cracks, desperate to keep the jar full, but no matter what he does, the water keeps escaping. This is what it feels like to seek external validation, a never-ending effort to fill yourself with approval that always slips away. Take a moment to reflect. How much of your time and energy goes into pleasing others, meeting their expectations, or waiting for their praise? How often do you feel stressed or anxious because of what others might think? The hard truth is that no number of likes, promotions, or compliments can sustain you if your sense of self-worth depends on them. Detachment is not about being indifferent or uncaring. Instead, it's about finding joy and peace within yourself, free from the influence of others' opinions. It's about knowing that your value doesn't come from how others see you, but from how you see yourself. So, how can you practice detachment? Start by shifting your focus from the outcome to the process. When working on a project, don't get caught up in wondering how others will judge your work. Instead, ask yourself, am I proud of this effort? Does this reflect my values and who I am? When you celebrate the effort and growth rather than waiting for applause, you take back your power. Another important step is setting boundaries. Social media in particular is one of the biggest sources of comparison and anxiety. Curate your online space to protect your mental peace. Mute or unfollow accounts that trigger feelings of inadequacy or comparison. Set limits on how much time you spend scrolling. And remind yourself that what you see online is often just a highlight reel, not the full picture of someone's life. Detachment is about reclaiming your energy. It's about guarding your inner peace and letting go of the things that drain you. The Buddha once said, "Peace comes from within. Do not seek it without." This wisdom reminds us that when we tie our happiness to others' validation, we give them control over our emotions. But when we find contentment within ourselves, no criticism can break us, and no praise can inflate us. Let me share a story. A monk was once insulted by a villager who hurled harsh words at him. The monk simply smiled and said, "If you offer me a gift and I do not accept it, to whom does the gift belong?" This simple response illustrates a profound lesson. When you stop accepting others' judgments, whether good or bad, they lose their power over you. In 2025, make a commitment to let go of the need for approval. Detach from the noise of other people's opinions and listen to your inner voice. Live not to impress, but to express your authentic self. When you focus on living in alignment with your values, you'll find that external praise becomes a pleasant bonus, not something you depend on. Remember, you are already enough just as you are. You don't need others to confirm your worth. You don't need applause to validate your existence. The peace and freedom you're searching for are already within you. By letting go of the need for external validation, you allow yourself to truly thrive. Here's one final practice to try. Each day, take a few moments to sit quietly and reflect on what makes you feel whole. Is it the approval of others, or is it something deeper, like living in harmony with your values, pursuing your passions, or connecting with the people you love? Write down these reflections and revisit them whenever you feel overwhelmed by others' opinions. As you let go of the need for external validation, you'll notice a shift. Criticism will feel less painful, and praise will feel less intoxicating. You'll be free to live a life that's true to you. Let this be your mantra for 2025. I am enough just as I am. I choose peace over approval and authenticity over applause. As you walk this path of detachment, you'll find that true freedom is not about being praised, but about being at peace with yourself. Lesson 4. Focus on what you can control. Life is full of surprises. Sometimes these surprises bring joy, while other times they challenge us in ways we didn't anticipate. The world around us can feel chaotic, an unpredictable economy, changes in relationships, and obstacles that seem to come out of nowhere. It's natural to feel overwhelmed when faced with uncertainty. You might feel like you need to control everything to find peace. However, Buddhist wisdom offers a calming reminder. Peace comes from within. Do not seek it without. This means true peace doesn't depend on external circumstances. It starts with you. To make 2025 a year of growth and calm, focus your energy on what you can control. Let's explore how to do this step by step. Picture yourself rowing a small boat on a vast, endless ocean. The waves rise and fall, the wind changes direction, and the current sometimes pulls you where you don't want to go. You can't command the ocean to be calm or the wind to blow in your favor, but you can adjust your sails and steady your oars. This is what control is all about. It's not about changing the storm, it's about deciding how you will respond to it. Too often, people waste their energy worrying about things they cannot change. Perhaps it's a missed opportunity, the opinions of others, or global events far beyond their reach. But worrying doesn't solve these problems. It only drains your energy. Instead, focus on what you can control: your thoughts, your actions, and your ability to grow. The Buddha taught that clinging to what we can't control only leads to more suffering. Letting go of these worries frees us to focus on ourselves and find peace. To start, think about what is within your control. You can't control the weather, but you can decide to carry an umbrella. Similarly, you can't change someone else's behavior, but you can choose how to respond to it. Begin by listing the things you can control: your effort, your perspective, and your choices. For example, if you miss a deadline at work or face a tough critique, pause before reacting. Ask yourself, what can I learn from this? How can I improve and move forward? This shift in mindset turns mistakes into opportunities for growth. Instead of feeling stuck or defeated, you'll feel empowered to keep improving. When challenges arise, try to see them as lessons. Buddhist teachings remind us that difficulties aren't punishments, they're opportunities to build strength and resilience. If someone's words or actions upset you, remind yourself, I can't control them, but I can control how I respond. This simple shift can turn frustration into calm and help you focus on your inner peace. Here's a story that beautifully illustrates this idea. A monk was meditating under a tree when a traveler walked by and began shouting insults at him. The monk stayed calm and continued meditating. When the traveler asked how he could remain so peaceful, the monk replied, "If someone offers you a gift and you refuse it, to whom does it belong?" This story teaches us that we don't have to accept the negativity others bring. If someone is angry, rude, or unkind, we can choose not to let it affect us. We have the power to stay calm, just like the monk. Challenges are a part of life, and 2025 will surely bring its own set of ups and downs. But instead of trying to control everything around you, focus on mastering your inner world. When you shift your energy to what you can control, your discipline, learning, and resilience, you'll find peace. Let go of what's beyond your reach and trust yourself to handle whatever comes your way. This year, let your mantra be, I choose my response. I choose my peace. I choose my growth. No matter how high the waves rise, you have the power to steady your boat and navigate life with strength and grace. Sometimes life feels like a tug of war between who we are and what we do. We might achieve success on the outside, but feel empty on the inside. This happens when our actions don't reflect our true selves. But there's a powerful lesson from Buddhist wisdom. When your actions align with your values, you will find peace. The Eightfold Path in Buddhism teaches that living intentionally brings clarity and fulfillment. Each step, such as right view, right intention, and right action, shows how to create harmony between what we do and what we believe. When your actions match your values, life feels smoother and more meaningful. You feel grounded and true to yourself. As 2025 unfolds, remember to focus on what you can control. Let go of what you cannot change and align your actions with your values. By doing so, you'll navigate life with strength, clarity, and peace. Lesson 5. Align your actions with your values. Life often feels like a tug of war between who we are and what we do. We might achieve success on the outside, but still feel empty on the inside. This disconnect happens when our actions don't reflect our true selves. However, Buddhist wisdom offers a simple yet profound truth. When your actions align with your values, you will find peace. The Eightfold Path in Buddhism teaches us that living intentionally brings clarity and fulfillment. Steps such as right view, right intention, and right action show us how to create harmony between our actions and our beliefs. When your actions match your values, life feels more meaningful and fulfilling. You feel grounded, centered, and true to yourself. Imagine standing at a fork in the road. One path is wide, smooth, and filled with people. It promises rewards that others admire, like wealth or recognition. The other path is quieter, less certain, but it feels right in your heart. Too often people choose the first path because it seems easier or more rewarding. But if it pulls you away from your core values, it won't bring you lasting happiness. Before making any decision, pause and ask yourself, does this align with who I want to be? Let this question guide you through 2025. Before saying yes to a new job, project, or relationship, take time to reflect. If it doesn't align with your values, have the courage to say no. When you let go of things that don't serve you, you create space for what truly matters. Here's a simple exercise to help you align your actions with your values. Start by writing down your core values. These might include integrity, kindness, growth, or creativity. Next to each value, list one action you can take daily to honor it. For example, if your value is growth, commit to learning something new every week. If your value is compassion, spend time helping others or practicing kindness. Over time, these small but consistent actions will help you feel more connected to your purpose and at peace with your life. Let me share a story. There was a woman who worked tirelessly to climb the corporate ladder. She achieved success, earning promotions and accolades, but with each step, she felt more disconnected from herself. One day, she reflected on her childhood dream of empowering young women through education. This moment of clarity changed her life. She left her corporate job and started a non-profit to help young women succeed. Her fulfillment didn't come from money or awards, but from living a life that aligned with her values. Her story is a powerful reminder that success isn't about what others think. It's about being true to yourself. In today's fast-paced world, ambition often tempts us to compromise our authenticity. We chase achievements and approval, even if it means losing touch with who we are. But when your actions reflect your values, you build trust in yourself and clarity in your relationships. You become a person of integrity, someone who inspires not only others, but also yourself. This year, let your mantra be, I will act with intention. I will live my values. I will honor my truth. Choose the path that feels right in your heart, not the one others expect you to take. When you align your actions with your values, your life will transform. You'll find purpose, peace, and fulfillment that no external success can replace. As 2025 unfolds, remember to pause and reflect before making decisions. Let your values be your guide. By aligning your actions with your beliefs, you create a life that feels authentic and meaningful. Over time, you'll build a foundation of trust and clarity that will empower you to navigate life with confidence and peace. Lesson 6. Master focus. In today's fast-moving world, it can feel like everything is competing for your attention. Emails pop up, your phone buzzes with notifications, and there's always a never-ending list of things to do. It's easy to feel like you're being pulled in 1,000 different directions, leaving you stressed and unfocused. But here's a timeless truth from Buddhist philosophy. The secret of health for both mind and body is to live in the present moment. This simple yet powerful teaching reminds us that we feel calm and clear when we stop worrying about the past or future and focus on what's happening right now. Living in the moment helps us quiet our noisy thoughts and experience peace. Think of a candle burning in a dark room. When the flame stands still, it shines brightly, lighting up everything around it. But when the flame flickers, the light becomes shaky and shadows dance across the walls. Your mind is just like that flame. When your thoughts are scattered by distractions, life feels messy and out of control. But when your mind is steady and focused, you can see the world and yourself with clarity and confidence. Some people believe that focus is a natural talent, but that's not true. Focus is a skill, just like riding a bike or playing a musical instrument. The more you practice, the better you get. One way to practice focus is by being mindful. Mindfulness means paying full attention to whatever you're doing. Instead of trying to do 5 things at once, pick one task and give it your complete attention. For example, when you're eating, take the time to really taste your food. Notice the flavors, textures, and how it makes you feel. When you're working on something, avoid distractions and pour all your energy into that task. You might think multitasking makes you more productive, but it doesn't. Multitasking divides your attention, making it harder to do anything well. By focusing on one thing at a time, you'll not only do a better job, but also feel less stressed. If you want to improve your focus, try the single tasking method. Every morning, write down the 3 most important things you need to do that day. Then, work on one task at a time without interruption. When you finish one task, move on to the next. Of course, distractions will still pop up. That's just part of life. But when they do, gently remind yourself to refocus. Think of it like training a puppy. At first, the puppy might wander off, but with gentle guidance it learns to stay on track. The same goes for your mind. The more you practice bringing your attention back, the stronger your focus will become. Another effective way to build focus is through mindfulness meditation. It's simple and doesn't take much time. Just sit quietly for 10 minutes each day and pay attention to your breathing. Notice how the air feels as it enters and leaves your nose. Your mind will probably wander. That's normal. Each time it does, gently guide it back to your breath. This practice not only helps calm your mind, but also teaches you how to refocus when life feels overwhelming. Over time, you'll find it easier to stay present, even when the world around you is full of distractions. Let me share a story about a young monk who struggled to concentrate. He worked hard on his lessons, but often felt frustrated because he couldn't focus. One day, he went to his teacher for advice. The teacher handed him a cup of tea and told him to drink it. As the monk sipped, he asked questions about improving his focus, but the teacher kept saying, "Drink your tea." Confused, the monk asked again, and the teacher repeated, "Drink your tea." Later, the monk realized the lesson. Whatever you're doing, give it your full attention. Whether it's drinking tea, studying, or working, do it fully and without distraction. In 2025 and beyond, distractions will always be around. Social media, apps and notifications will continue to pull at your attention. But what will set you apart is your ability to focus. By learning to live in the present moment, you'll not only get more done, but also enjoy life more. Even small tasks, like washing dishes or going for a walk, can become meaningful when done mindfully. Here's a mantra to help you ground yourself whenever you feel overwhelmed. I am here. I am now. I am fully present. These words remind you to focus on the present moment. Like a steady flame, your focused mind will light up your path, helping you see clearly and move forward with purpose. When you master the art of focus, everything changes. You'll feel calmer, think more clearly, and achieve your goals with less stress. Focus isn't just about getting things done. It's about living a life filled with peace and purpose. So take it one moment at a time and remember, the present moment is your greatest ally. Lesson 7. Build emotional resilience. Life can often feel like a roller coaster, full of twists and turns that catch us off guard. Sometimes it's a sudden loss, like losing someone or something dear to us. Other times, it's a missed opportunity or a plan that didn't unfold as we hoped. In these moments, it's natural to feel upset, worried, or even defeated. But here's a comforting truth rooted in Buddhist wisdom. While we can't stop life's storms, we can learn to calm the storm within us. This inner calm is known as emotional resilience. Emotional resilience isn't about avoiding problems or pretending they don't exist. Instead, it's about facing challenges with courage, clarity, and strength. Imagine a peaceful lake on a windy day. Ripples may appear on the surface, but deep below, the water remains calm and still. Emotional resilience is like that deep, still water. While you may feel waves of sadness, anger, or frustration on the surface, those feelings don't have to take over your entire being. The Buddha wisely taught, "You will not be punished for your anger. You will be punished by your anger." This reminds us that acting out of anger or frustration often creates more pain for ourselves. However, if we pause and reflect instead of reacting impulsively, these moments of turmoil can become opportunities for growth and learning. Building emotional resilience begins with self-awareness. When something difficult happens, take a moment to notice how you're feeling. Ask yourself, what am I feeling right now? Why am I feeling this way? The key is to observe your emotions without judging them. It's okay to feel sad, angry, or disappointed. These feelings are natural. But when you acknowledge and understand them, you gain the power to respond thoughtfully instead of reacting impulsively. For example, imagine you're upset because a friend forgot your birthday. Instead of immediately feeling hurt or angry, pause and reflect. Maybe they were overwhelmed or had something else on their mind. By understanding your emotions and the situation, you can choose to respond calmly and constructively. One of the most effective ways to build emotional resilience is through meditation. Meditation helps train your mind to stay calm, even when life feels chaotic. Just 10 minutes a day can make a significant difference. Here's how to start. Find a quiet spot and sit comfortably. Close your eyes and focus on your breathing. Feel the air as it moves in and out. When your thoughts start to wander, and they will, gently guide your attention back to your breath. Over time, meditation creates a space between what happens to you and how you respond. This space allows you to make thoughtful choices rather than letting emotions control you. Let me share a story about a monk who lived in a small hut. One day the hut caught fire and burned down. Most people would feel heartbroken, but the monk didn't despair. Instead, he said, "Now I can see the moon." This story beautifully illustrates the power of perspective. Even in moments of loss, there can be beauty and new opportunities. The monk chose to focus not on what he had lost, but on what he could now appreciate. In today's fast-paced world, it's easy to feel overwhelmed. Work stress, arguments with loved ones, or societal pressures can make emotions run high. But emotional resilience helps you handle these situations with balance and grace. For instance, imagine a coworker criticizes you during a meeting. Your first instinct might be to feel defensive or upset. Instead of reacting immediately, take a moment to reflect. Ask yourself, is there truth in what they're saying? If the answer is no, let it go. It's not worth your energy. If the answer is yes, use their feedback to improve. By responding thoughtfully, you not only manage your emotions, but also grow stronger as a person. Each time you handle challenges like this, you're building resilience. One of life's hardest lessons is realizing that we can't control everything. Sometimes things won't go our way, no matter how hard we try. Emotional resilience is about accepting this truth and focusing on what we can control, our thoughts, actions, and responses. Instead of fighting every storm, learn to embrace it. Find your inner stillness, and you'll discover that even in the toughest times, you can remain strong and steady. Here's a simple mantra to guide you through life's challenges. I observe. I reflect. I grow. Repeat this whenever you face difficulties. It's a reminder that every storm is an opportunity to learn and grow. Like the calm lake or the monk who found beauty after loss, you too can find peace no matter what life throws your way. Life will always have its ups and downs, but you don't have to be swept away by every wave. By building emotional resilience, you can face challenges with grace, stay grounded in tough times, and find meaning even in hardship. Remember, the storms of life may ripple your surface, but your depths can remain steady and unshaken. Lesson 8. Build a growth mindset. Life is an adventure full of winding roads, unexpected turns, and exciting discoveries. It's not about reaching a final destination, but about embracing the journey itself. Each moment, whether joyful or challenging, gives us a chance to learn, grow, and become better versions of ourselves. In Buddhist philosophy, the journey toward enlightenment isn't about being perfect. It's about making progress, one step at a time. The Buddha once said, "With our thoughts, we make the world." This means the way we think shapes how we see and experience life. When you cultivate a growth mindset, a belief that you can learn and improve from any situation, you begin to see obstacles as stepping stones instead of roadblocks. Think of a lotus flower. It grows in muddy, murky water, yet its petals remain clean and beautiful. The lotus doesn't let its environment define it. Instead, it rises above and blooms, becoming a symbol of resilience and growth. Like the lotus, you too can thrive in tough situations. When life gets messy or difficult, it's an opportunity to grow stronger and wiser. Challenges don't have to hold you back. They can push you forward, helping you uncover your true potential. A growth mindset starts with changing how you view failure. Instead of seeing it as proof that you're not good enough, think of failure as a teacher. It's not about how many times you stumble. It's about what you learn each time you get back up. When something doesn't go as planned, ask yourself, what can I learn from this? How can I improve? These questions shift your focus from feeling defeated to finding solutions. Mistakes are no longer something to fear. They become stepping stones to success. Imagine trying to learn how to ride a bike. You're bound to fall a few times, but each fall teaches you something. How to balance better, pedal more smoothly, or steer with more control. The same principle applies to life. Every misstep is a chance to grow. Let me share a story about a young artist. She loved to paint but often doubted her abilities. Every time she submitted her work to a gallery, it was rejected. She started to believe she wasn't talented enough and nearly gave up. Then a mentor shared these words with her. Every masterpiece begins as a rough sketch. Inspired, she decided to view each rejection as an opportunity to refine her skills. She practiced more, experimented with new techniques, and studied the works of great artists. Over time, her dedication paid off. Her art gained recognition, and she achieved the success she once thought was out of reach. Her journey wasn't just about talent, it was about her willingness to learn and grow through adversity. You too can adopt this mindset by embracing challenges as opportunities for self-discovery. When faced with a difficult task, remind yourself, this is where I grow. Growth often feels uncomfortable because it pushes you out of your comfort zone. But that discomfort is where the magic happens. It's where you learn new skills, overcome fears, and discover strengths you didn't know you had. For example, if you're nervous about giving a presentation, see it as a chance to improve your communication skills. If you're struggling to learn something new, remember that every expert was once a beginner. A simple habit to cultivate a growth mindset is daily reflection. At the end of each day, take a moment to write down one thing you struggled with and what you learned from it. This practice helps you see that growth is a continuous journey, not something that happens overnight. It also allows you to track your progress over time. By focusing on what you've learned instead of what went wrong, you build confidence and resilience. In today's fast-paced world, change is constant. Whether it's learning a new skill for work, adapting to technology, or navigating personal challenges, being adaptable is essential. A growth mindset makes it easier to embrace change because it encourages curiosity. Instead of fearing the unknown, you approach it with an open mind and a willingness to learn. For example, if you're faced with a new project at work, instead of thinking, "I've never done this before, I can't do it," shift your mindset to, "This is a great chance to learn something new." As you step into 2025, make a commitment to see growth as a lifelong journey. Like the lotus flower, you can rise above challenges and bloom, no matter where you are. Here's a mantra to guide you. I learn, I adapt, I thrive. These words remind you that every experience, whether good or bad, is an opportunity to grow. With every setback, you gain strength. With every challenge, you grow wiser. When you focus on your growth, the possibilities become endless. You're no longer limited by fear or doubt. Instead, you're fueled by curiosity and determination. Embrace the journey, celebrate your progress no matter how small, and remember, the power to grow and thrive is already within you. All you need to do is nurture it, one step at a time. Lesson 9. Learn to let go. Imagine gripping a rope with all your strength, even as it burns your hands. The tighter you hold on, the more pain you feel. This is what attachment often does to us. Whether it's clinging to outcomes, people, or situations beyond our control, the result is the same: 2014 suffering. Buddhist philosophy offers a liberating perspective. Letting go isn't about giving up. It's about freeing yourself from unnecessary pain. The Buddha wisely taught, you only lose what you cling to. As we step into 2025, let this be the year you release what no longer serves you. By letting go of burdens and attachments, you create space for lightness, peace, and growth in your life. Letting go starts with awareness. Take a moment to reflect on the emotional weights you carry. Is it the fear of failure, the need for approval, or a painful memory that keeps resurfacing? Ask yourself, does this help me grow, or does it hold me back? Acknowledging what no longer serves you is the first step toward freedom. It's not always easy, but it's necessary to create a life aligned with your values and aspirations. Consider the tale of a monk and his disciple traveling by a river. They encountered a woman in need of help to cross the river. The monk carried her across and set her down on the other side. Hours later, the disciple, still upset, said, "Master, why did you carry that woman?" "We are not supposed to touch women." The monk replied calmly, "I put her down hours ago. Why are you still carrying her?" This simple yet profound story illustrates how we often hold on to things long after they've passed, burdening ourselves with unnecessary thoughts and emotions. Letting go means choosing to release these burdens, allowing yourself to move forward unencumbered. Another essential aspect of letting go is focusing on effort rather than results. You can control your actions and intentions, but the outcomes are often beyond your influence. Did you give your best effort at work but didn't get the promotion? Let it go. Did a relationship end despite your commitment and care? Let it go. When you detach from outcomes, you free yourself from the endless cycle of overthinking and regret. This doesn't mean you stop caring. It means you trust that your efforts are enough, regardless of what happens next. Gratitude is a powerful practice that helps shift your perspective. Instead of fixating on what you lack or what went wrong, focus on what you already have. Each morning, take a moment to write down 3 things you're grateful for. This simple act helps you cultivate a mindset of abundance, making it easier to release attachments to things that no longer serve you. When you focus on the good in your life, the desire to cling to the unnecessary diminishes. Let your mantra for this year be, "I release, I grow, I thrive." Let go of the rope. Let go of the burdens. Trust that by releasing what weighs you down, you're creating room for something greater to enter your life. Let me share another story to illustrate this. A farmer discovered a bird trapped in his barn. The more the bird struggled to escape, the more it became entangled in the netting. The farmer gently approached and untangled the bird, setting it free. Sometimes our attachments are like that netting. The harder we cling, the more we entangle ourselves. By loosening our grip, we can find the freedom to soar. In 2025, embrace the art of letting go. Release old fears, grudges, and unhelpful expectations. Focus on the effort you put into each day and trust that the results will unfold as they should. By letting go, you'll create space for growth, peace, and fulfillment. Bonus lesson: focusing on yourself creates ripple effects. Imagine standing at the edge of a serene pond. You drop a single stone into the water, and gentle ripples spread outward, touching every part of the surface. This simple act mirrors the impact of focusing on your personal growth. When you invest in yourself, the positive effects extend far beyond you, radiating outward to influence the lives of those around you. The Buddha's teachings remind us that true self-improvement is not a solitary pursuit, but a profound gift to the world. He said, "You yourself, as much as anybody in the entire universe, deserve your love and affection." When you prioritize your growth, you uplift others in ways you might not even realize. In a world that often teaches us to put others' needs above our own, focusing on yourself might feel selfish. However, consider this. When you work on becoming the best version of yourself, you are better equipped to support and uplift those around you. Think about the instructions given on an airplane to put on your oxygen mask first, before helping others. This principle exists for a reason. Only when you ensure your own well-being can you assist others effectively. Personal growth works the same way. By focusing on self-care, learning, and reflection, you strengthen your foundation, allowing you to show up more fully for others. When you prioritize your own well-being, you fill your cup, enabling you to pour into others from a place of abundance. This isn't about neglecting others. It's about recognizing that your ability to give is directly tied to your inner strength. In every role you play, Whether as a partner, friend, parent, or colleague, your personal development has a ripple effect. By becoming more present, compassionate, and capable, you inspire and support others in deeply meaningful ways. Imagine how much more impactful you can be when you operate from a place of emotional stability and clarity. One of the most beautiful aspects of personal growth is that it naturally inspires others. When you embrace your own journey, you give those around you permission to do the same. Your confidence becomes contagious. Your resilience serves as a model for others to follow. Consider how a person pursuing their dreams, improving their health, or overcoming challenges can motivate those who witness their transformation. By focusing on yourself, you create a ripple effect of positivity that extends to your family, friends, and community. This transformative perspective challenges the traditional narrative around self-focus. It reframes self-improvement not as a selfish act, but as a profound act of service. By investing in your growth, you equip yourself to better love, inspire, and support others. In today's fast-paced world, where demands on your time and energy are constant, this shift can feel revolutionary. Instead of viewing self-care as a luxury, recognize it as a necessity. When you prioritize your needs, you operate from a place of strength, which benefits everyone you interact with. Let 2025 be the year you embrace the power of personal growth, not out of guilt or shame, but as a commitment to bettering yourself and those around you. This year, shift your focus inward and trust that outward transformation will follow. Take small, intentional steps towards self-improvement. Spend time reflecting on your values, learning new skills, or simply practicing mindfulness. Each effort you make sends ripples outward, positively impacting the lives of those in your orbit. The truth is this: the best way to serve others is by becoming the best version of yourself. Your journey inward doesn't isolate you. It connects you more deeply to the world around you. As you grow, evolve, and thrive, the people in your life benefit from your presence, strength, and inspiration. Make the decision to honor yourself this year, not as an act of selfishness, but as a profound act of love for yourself and for those you care about. Trust in the ripple effect of personal growth and watch how your transformation uplifts everyone around you.